Think about your mind like a computer. On a good day, it runs smoothly, juggling tasks, solving problems, and thinking clearly about the future. But what happens if it's secretly running a dozen programs in the background? It slows down, it glitches, and it always feels one step away from crashing. That's exactly what scarcity mindset does to you. It puts this heavy tax on your mind that you simply can't afford, a constant drag on your mental energy that keeps you feeling stuck. And this isn't just a vague feeling, it's a cognitive reality that costs you more than you know. So let's break down the 3 biggest reasons why scarcity mindset is the most expensive mindset you can have, and how you can start gently moving away from it for good. So what are we talking about when we say scarcity mindset? At its heart is that deep, nagging feeling that there's never enough. Not enough money, not enough time, not enough opportunities. It's the belief that life is limited pie, and if someone else gets a big slice, that means less for you. This idea was famously contrasted with the abundance mentality by Stephen Covey in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. But the core concept goes even deeper. The simple feeling of not having enough can fundamentally change the way our brains operate. Now, if this feeling sounds familiar, the first thing that you need to hear is that it's not your fault. This mindset often gets wired into us by our upbringing, our culture, or from going through genuinely tough times. Society doesn't always help, often sending us messages of competition and lack. But while it may not be your fault that you have this mindset, it is your journey to start letting it go, because holding on to it has real costs. And the first is that it makes you blind. The first reason scarcity is so expensive is that it drains your mental bandwidth, which can impair your thinking and blind you to the opportunities that are right in front of you. When your mind is totally consumed with worry about what you don't have, the bills piling up, the money that isn't there, it enters a state that researchers call tunnel vision. Your focus narrows to only the most immediate, urgent problem. Everything outside of that tunnel, like a creative side hustle, a chance to collaborate, or a new investment opportunity, just fades away. You can't see the bigger picture because your brain is screaming that there's a threat right here, right now. This isn't just a metaphor. Scientific studies have shown that the mental burden of scarcity, what they call cognitive load, is so taxing that it's equivalent to losing a full night's sleep and can even temporarily reduce your IQ by 13 points. The part of your brain responsible for logical reasoning and long-term planning, the prefrontal cortex, gets sidelined. You become less able to solve problems or think strategically because all your mental energy is being spent on that one mental loop of not enough. It's like trying to plan out your future when an alarm is blaring in your ear. It's almost impossible. This cognitive drain means that you miss the very chances for growth that could help you, which makes scarcity a surefire way to stay stuck. So what's the solution? How do you widen that tunnel? The first shift is to intentionally practice gratitude. Gratitude is the direct antidote to the feeling of lack. It gently trains your brain to scan for what's there, not just what's missing. So start a simple daily practice. Each morning, think of 3 things that you're genuinely grateful for. It could be the coffee you're drinking, a small win at work, or the fact that you have a bed to sleep in. This isn't about pretending that your problems don't exist. It's about training your brain to see that even when times are hard, good things still exist too. It's about reorienting your focus from the one thing that's going wrong to the 10 things that are going right. And in doing so, opening your eyes to the possibilities you were blind to before. The second and most ironic cost of scarcity mindset is that it directly causes you to make poor financial decisions. When your brain is stuck in survival mode, it isn't thinking about long-term strategy. It's just looking for immediate relief. And that pushes you towards one of two patterns: hoarding or impulsivity. The hoarder, paralyzed by the fear of losing what they have, avoids any healthy risk. They might keep all their savings in a low-interest savings account, terrified of the stock market. They won't spend money on a course that could boost their skills or invest in a tool that could make their work more efficient. They are so focused on protecting the seed that they never allow it to be planted to grow. Every dollar spent, even an investment in themselves, feels like a loss instead of a potential gain. This fear guarantees that they won't see much growth. On the other end is the impulsive spender. Feeling the constant stress of lack, this person sees a quick hit of relief through borrowing or spending. This is how high-interest credit card debt piles up, or how payday loans become a trap. The immediate need for relief today overrides any logical thought about the crushing load of debt tomorrow. This creates a vicious cycle. The impulsive decision makes your financial situation worse, which cranks up the feeling of scarcity, which leads to more poor decisions. So how do you break this cycle? The solution is to create a simple system for making decisions based on your values, not your fears. It starts with getting really clear about your wants versus your needs. Before any big purchase, just pause and ask, is this coming from a place of fear or from a place of value? Is this a quick fix or a real investment in the life I want to build? Then build a simple budget for your true needs. For everything else, give yourself a 24-hour waiting period. If you still feel the purchase aligns with your long-term goals after a day, then you can move forward in confidence. That small pause breaks the circuit of fear and gives the logical part of your brain a chance to come back online. If you've gotten this far, thanks for sticking around. And if this content has been helpful to you, I have something that will take these principles to the next level. It's called the Financial Safety Patch Kit. Sometimes expenses and the things that we buy aren't motivated by necessity, but by a deep inner need to feel better, to feel safer, and to feel like things are okay. But spending money to relieve feelings of overwhelm, burnout, or to avoid missing out will always lead to overspending in the long run, because those emotions can never be relieved with short-term purchases. The problem lies much deeper than that. Emotion-driven spending habits are like tiny leaks in a boat that will eventually sink you unless you can find a way to patch them. The Financial Safety Patch Kit is not a big turn your life around program. It's also not a complicated budget system. It's a concise, calm workbook and a simple Notion template that helps you do one thing: find your financial leaks and patch them. Because most people don't need more motivation. They need one tiny win that makes their body believe this one simple truth. Negative emotions aren't relieved by impulsive spending, but by making better financial decisions with calm intent. So the kit walks you through picking one financial leak at a time, just one, adding a little friction before buying, and building a tiny financial buffer called a calm cushion, even if it's only $50 or $100, and thus patching the leak for good. The included Notion template matches the exact process in the book and acts as a companion to assist in the daily and weekly prompts. And it comes with a few phone wallpapers too to remind you of the core concepts of the book. Just small reminders to breathe, take a step back when emotional spending starts to become tempting again. So if you're interested in the Financial Safety Patch Kit, the link will be in the description box below. No pressure, no urgency, just a tool that you can come back to whenever you need to regain control of your emotional spending habits. And now, back to the video. The third and most tangled reason that the scarcity mindset is so expensive is that it creates a powerful, self-fulfilling prophecy of lack. Your beliefs shape your actions, and your actions create reality. If you deeply believe that opportunities are rare and that success is a zero-sum game, you will act in ways that make that true. You won't ask for that raise because you've already convinced yourself that the company can't afford it. You won't start that business because your mind is a highlight reel of all the ways that it can fail. You won't collaborate freely because you believe that somebody else's success somehow diminishes your own. This mindset breeds envy and isolation, cutting you off from the very people and networks that are often the source of opportunity. You stay in a job that feels safe, but that safety comes at a cost of your own growth. When you believe the pie is finite, you never try to bake a bigger one. You just fight for a slightly bigger crumb than the one in front of you. This pessimism becomes a cage that you build around yourself. You don't take healthy risks, you don't invest in yourself, and you don't go after big goals, not because you can't, but because your mindset has already convinced you that it's pointless. And just like that, your belief that there isn't enough becomes your reality, a reality created by your own inaction. So how do we break this prophecy? The shift is to consciously adopt a win-win outlook and truly believe that success isn't a limited resource. Someone else's light doesn't dim your own. Actively look for ways to create win-win situations. When a coworker gets a win, genuinely celebrate with them without feeling that pang of jealousy. Offer to help someone without expecting immediate payback. Share what you know. When you operate from a place of abundance, you attract other abundance-minded people. You build a network of allies, not competitors. You start to see that the world isn't one small pie, but a kitchen full of ingredients just waiting for us to bake a new one together. So when you put it all together, the scarcity mindset is incredibly expensive. It blinds you to opportunity by hogging all your mental energy. It traps you in a cycle of fear that leads to poor financial choices. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, stopping you from taking the very actions you need to build a better life. The solutions are simple, but that doesn't mean they're always easy. First, practice gratitude to train your brain to see what you have, not just what you lack. Second, make value-based decisions to break the cycle of financial self-sabotage. And third, adopt a win-win philosophy to see that opportunities aren't limited, they're created. Shifting from scarcity to abundance isn't about hustle or toxic positivity. It's about upgrading your mind's operating system for well-being. It's about taking the mental weight off your shoulders and finally unlocking your full power. And one thing is certain, doing nothing will lead to more of the same. And status quo with bad money habits will lead to you repeating those mistakes again and again. So if you struggle with stress spending, or you're repeating the same emotion-driven money habits, and you want to build more intentional habits, I created a short ebook called The Calm Money Reset. It walks through a simple method to slow down emotion-driven spending to help you make calmer financial decisions. You can grab it for free in the description box below. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one scarcity thought you're committed to changing after watching this? Share it in the comments below. Your declaration is the first step towards your upgrade. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.